Okay, g'day again. Alright, just I've got my steering box apart for a couple of days. And I did see what was happening. Right, it wasn't a lot of playing or anything, but it was just leaking. Out the bottom here, leaking fluid. Not a lot. It's only sort of a bit of a seepage. You know, like had I not restored the van, I probably wouldn't bother with it. It wasn't leaking a lot, but yeah, because I got it out, had it out off the body, I don't want to put it back on one without fixing the oil leak or fluid leak. Okay, now I did try to get the seal. Right. Yep, I'll spin this around a little bit. Gotta be careful here, we'll drop that on the ground. Right, I did try to get out, I was able to get the circle out obviously, but I was trying to get the spacer washer and the seal out while the shaft's in. I just wasn't able to do it. Didn't end up pulling the shaft out. I didn't have to take the bearing out. Once I got the shaft out, I was able to actually not, dig it out with a screwdriver and tap it back in the same fashion after I put a new seal in it. The seal isn't a regular oil seal. You have to go to a like a place that does hydraulics, because it's a special high pressure hydraulic seal. But yeah, it cost me $22. It's nothing. I got it from Hydroquip Monsters. Anyway, yeah, pop that back in. The new seal. Yeah, put the spacer back in. Put the circlip back in. There's still a dust seal to go in. However, yeah, it's a bit knocked around, but yeah, I'll straighten that up. Pop it back in. Fill it full of grease before I do. So a big part of the problem was probably not so much the seal, but it was rusted around this edge here. This is all greased up at the moment. I was about to put it back in, but yeah. So yeah, just clean that off with a bit of fine emery is probably fix the problem without even putting a new seal in. But yeah, of course I got a part, put a new seal in it. As it was only $22, no big drama. Now the issue I had, as I said, I marked the positions of where everything were. I marked on here, I put a line here, but in the process of cleaning it up, I can't actually see where the line was on here. See, it was one of these grooves, but actually I didn't look at it before I put the grease on it, so I might have another look. Anyway, I have found a video of a rebuild on this, and I will be looking that up. See, this is the issue with taking it apart, is that these shafts, these two shafts, have to be lined up when you put it back together. So yeah, that's what I've got to look up. I started watching the video. I watched it because, but I haven't watched it right through yet. I'll put a link in the description actually. Okay, now the issue I had, and I probably should have taken the video before I actually put the shaft back in. I had to take the shaft out, and yeah, because you're not actually going to be able to see what I'm talking about. Right, behind there. Right, see that other gear behind? It doesn't actually turn or anything. That's a tensioner for your main shaft. Now underneath that is it's like a flat plate with a ball on it, and that runs onto an Allen key. An Allen key bolt. I'm hesitant to take this out. Yeah, see the nut right in behind. There's an Allen key bolt. That's a tension adjustment. Now what had happened is that, yeah, I was standing and up mucking around with it. I fell off the bench, and that little, as I said, it's like a washer with a ball in it, and yeah, that fell out. I didn't even know where it went, what it was. So yeah, that's where I stopped and had to go looking for a video, and yeah, it did show a process of getting that back in, but I had to take the shaft out to do it. I covered it with grease. I used a magnet to put it in place, and then just push down. Like I had it on its side. Had this shaft out. That's your steering column shaft. I pushed this little ball plate in behind it, loaded with grease until it fitted in position, and then push this shaft down on top of it. And that's the grease should hold it in place, but I'm not going to take a risk on it falling out of place. So yeah, for now it needs to sit in this position until I get this other shaft back in. So yeah, but yeah, this shaft come out pretty easy. Undo this big nut, and then I just gave this a couple of taps, like a large punch with a hammer. Give a couple of taps, come undone pretty easy. And I just used a pair of multi-gut pliers to do it up again. Like it doesn't. This is actually a tension. It's a tension adjustment on your steering column shaft. And so I'll put a notch here, and there's already a notch. As you can sort of just see there's a notch in this inner piece. As I said, you got to clean it. There's a rubber seal. I put a bit of sealant around that as well. Like inside, took the seal out, cleaned it. Put a bit of silicone on the inside of the seal and on the outside. Screwed it back in, tighten this back up again. So yeah, it's pretty much come back to where it was, just maybe a millimetre further. So it's got probably about a millimetre more tension than what it had previously. So that's probably the little bit of wear that was in it since it was originally rebuilt. As I said, it didn't have a lot of play or anything. It wasn't an issue. Okay, so yeah, that's as far as I can go now without watching this other video, because now I've got to line these the steering column shaft up with the pitman shaft and make sure they're in the right position, and then test them, make sure I get lock to lock. And so the other thing with it being in the right position too, so your pitman arm has to mount on that, and your pitman arm has to be in the right position, or you're not going to get a full amount of steering one way or the other. So yeah, it's fairly critical that they get lined up correctly. I have washed everything out. I just use Carbicline, spray through everything. Not that much else to show, I suppose. As I said, this is not a documentary on a rebuild. This is just a couple of tips and basically what you have to do to replace that bottom seal. As I said, it's not necessarily a difficult job. but you do have to pay attention to the location of your shafts when you put them together. That's about the main thing. And yeah, the other thing is, if you don't want to have to take the shaft out, you don't want that ball plate to fall out. You know, just, yeah, keep it in this position when you pull it out, and make sure that, yeah, gear tension thing is pushed down into the ball plate. So, all right, as we'll leave it at that. Yeah, I just sort of wanted to make a video. You know, if you've got a bit of mechanical knowledge and a bit of like assistance and yeah, advice from a professional via video, whatever, you know, you can correct these things. You know, as I said, if it is slopping around, there's a whole lot. You can buy full kits and stuff to fix it up. But yeah, how much cheaper that is than buying a Rico one, I don't know. But as I said, mine didn't have a big issue. It didn't even have a big leak. As I said, it was just seeping out a little bit, you know. So I decided to fix it up. But yeah. So if you have an issue with yours, it's just leaking a little bit of oil. Don't be afraid to pull it apart. Just, it's not that difficult. You just got to know the setup procedure. And yeah, as I said, as soon as this video uploads, I will leave a link. This is a Petter's mechanic rebuilding one. So yeah, it was the only one I could find, actually. I couldn't find. Oh, there's lots of videos on steering boxes, lots on the GM Saginaw one they use in the Chevys, but yeah, this is a little bit different. It's not the same as a Chevy one. I think this seems to be specific to the Holden. So, but as I said, I could only find one on the actual Holden. I found one for the power steering box, and I found one for a manual with steering box, and that appears to be all there is available on YouTube. Anyway, stop raving on, and yeah, hope it's helpful. But as I said, yeah, don't be too afraid of it. If you got a little bit of mechanical knowledge, yeah, just a few things to be cautious about and a few steps to take, and yeah, get a bit of professional advice and you can attack it. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.